Hello and welcome to Pub and Fig. In this episode, I'm going to go over why I think time travel is next to impossible. Now this won't be scientific, it's just going to be mostly logic. So with that said, I hope you enjoy. Okay, so before I begin, I will say that I don't completely doubt that time travel is possible. I only doubt it by 90%. But the reason why I say this is because of how we view time travel. So, for illustrative purposes, I will tell you what the butterfly effect is. So the butterfly effect is a little illustration about how a small thing, such as a butterfly, can have a major impact later on. So, when I first heard of this, it was within the time travel context, and that is how, like, if you time travel and you squash a butterfly, how many generations have you possibly prevented towards the present? So that is how I've heard of it, and like you can watch other videos about examples of it. Yeah, stuff like that. When we think of is time travel possible, we think of what you would prevent in the past from happening. You know, like, oh, if I could time travel, I would go down, tell my old self, hey, don't do this. You know, that's not possible. That's not possible, and I will tell you why. And it is because of paradoxical cycles. What is a paradoxical cycle? I came up with this term. If there's an actual term for this, feel free to leave it in the comments below. But a paradoxical cycle is a continuous series of events that repeats and contradicts itself over and over and over again for infinity. So this is why time travel stories screw up. This is where they screw up. So so I'm gonna give you a little illustration. So let's say there's this monopolizing company taking over the whole world. You know, like it has multiple different branches of business, like by and large in the movie WALL-E. So let's say somebody has accessibility towards time travel. So this person would go into the past, prevent this company from ever happening, and then go back to the present, you know, living their life. So how does this fit into the paradoxical cycle? Well, here is how. So let me go to the first part. So there's the control, which is, okay, so there's an Earth that has like this monopolizing company, and then he time travels to the past, and that is where he prevents the company from existing or from getting too big. So, and then he goes back to the present. But, so, of course we would think, okay, he goes back to the present, the company's not there. Happily ever, you know, like that's the end of the story. It's not. So he would go back. But the thing is, his entire perspective would change, or everything would change right that instant as soon as he prevented it. Meaning, if the company never existed, he would be a completely different person, and he would never have the motive to go back to the past. Meaning, if he never had the motive to go to the past, nobody would have gone to prevent the company from existing because the company never existed, or not for long. Which means nobody went to the past to prevent the company, which means the company comes up. But then if it's up, somebody goes to the past to stop it. But if it stopped, nobody will go to the past to stop it because it didn't need stopped. So this is the paradoxical cycle, to where it contradicts itself over and over again, but it also repeats because of these contradictions. Because if something happens, you know, like the fact that it doesn't exist, meaning nobody goes to the past, and yet somebody will go to the past if it does exist, that contradicts each other because it's within the same reality. Now, I would accept this if a new reality is created, such as like a new universe with its own possibilities, meaning as soon as that person time travels to the past, a new universe or a new, like, some kind of form of space is created, meaning both realities coexist. That would be the only way I could actually accept this working without this paradoxical cycle. But the thing is, this can't actually work in reality, because if there's this paradoxical cycle, nothing's getting done. Meaning, which reality actually would exist? So this is really only, there's a reason why time travel's of science fiction. It's fiction, and this cannot exist at all. Okay guys, that is all I have in this episode for you. So what do you think? Do you think some of my points are right on? Do you think some of them may have been a little bit off? Either way, I hope I didn't ruin your time travel movie experience with movies like Back to the Future. So if you like this video, please give it a like and subscribe for more episodes. And with that, sayonara.